Hi friends, believe it or not, it's Stephen Cady underneath this wig and this funny outfit. I'm here at the spot of where our very first church stood. Asbury First this year, as you know, because you're a part of Camp 1820, started on September 20th, 1820. That's when officially they began to meet. The truth is, it was 30 people meeting together in a small room over on Fitzhugh Street in an old school. But when they decided that they had enough people together, they wanted to build a church. So they had about 40 or 50 people, and they built a church on this site where the convention center stands today. Now, I'm dressed like this because back in the day, I would have been the kind of preacher that would have come through. And there was a guy whose name you might recognize. His name was Francis Asbury. You might recognize that from the name of our church, Asbury First. Well, there's a guy, Francis Asbury, he used to dress like this and he would ride a horse, and they said he rode more than most people in the entire United States. In fact, at the time of his death, more people knew him by face than Thomas Jefferson or George Washington or any other person in the Americas at the time. He was so famous. So Francis Asbury sent somebody up to Rochester who started a small group, a class meeting, and they began to meet together and they would sing hymns. Now we have a funny big hymn book that has music in it, but this is what the hymn book would have looked like back in the day. This one's actually from 1852, but as you look through it, you'll notice that there's no actual music. It's just words. So people would have sung out of the hymn book, but they'd have to know the tunes, and so they teach it to each other. You know what? Those 30 people that gathered on Fitzhugh Street to start our church, they said most of them had come because of the singing. I know it's not the preaching, it's sad to me, but it was the singing that attracted people. So they'd come down the street and they would hear singing, they wanted to be a part of it, and so that group of 30 people got together, they made it official. Then they built their first church here at where the convention center is, and they kept building churches from there until we get to the church that we're in today. It's so exciting. I'm hoping that you're going to have such a great time this week. Know that I'm really glad to not have to wear these wigs these days, and we can have maybe a little bit more fun as a part of it. But we still love to sing, and we still get together, and it still takes each and every one of us working together in order to bring the church together. I hope you have so much fun this week. I hope that you're able to take up the challenge and live like it's 1820 for 18 hours and 20 minutes, or for as long as you are able to do it. And I hope that you tell us a little bit about what it was like and what you learned. Maybe what you do this week will help start something that 200 years from now, people will be celebrating. I hope you have so much fun, friends. We'll see you then.